Do you spend hours each week creating Instagram content, but you're still not getting the sales and the wins that you see everyone and their mom sharing to their feed? It's really rough. But there's usually just a few simple changes you need to make to get there, and I'm going to help you. You are closer than you think. You can find the exact gaps that you have in your Instagram strategy, the gaps that are holding you back from getting clients from your content with my free Find and Fix the Gaps in Your Instagram Strategy quiz. All you have to do is take 5 minutes to fill out the quiz and you will get the exact roadmap you need to start getting sales from your Instagram content. Get your copy of the quiz at sociallyyours.biz/findandfixed. All spelled out, all one word, find and fixed, or check the link in the show notes. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure my very high energy kids suck all that energy straight from my soul. And given that it is almost summer, your kids are probably out of school for summer break or close to it, meaning they're probably going to be around more, and keeping up with them might be a struggle. I know it definitely is for me. And as much as I love coffee, I honestly don't think it's safe to consume anymore. So this week, I am talking to a certified nutritionist and personal trainer, Sam Weaver, who is giving us some really small but actionable tips that we can do to be able to manage our gremlins while running our businesses without falling asleep or falling behind. Sam is all about helping people just feel better in their own bodies through taking small steps that add up to really big changes, all without the gimmicks and the fad diets and the crazy restrictions, so that we don't have to resort to coffee IVs. So if you want to learn some easy ways to be able to keep up with your kids while still kicking ass in business, this is not going to be an episode you want to miss. Welcome to the Mompreneur Mastery Podcast, where we share actionable Instagram strategies that fit into a busy mom schedule so that you can get more engagement, more leads, and more sales in less time. I'm Sydney O'Brien, an Instagram strategist who started my business with 3 kids under 5 and found a way to do it without sacrificing quality time with my family and only working 2 hours a day. I love helping other mom business owners find that seemingly impossible mom work-life balance instead of spending too much time creating content that isn't getting them the results they want. If you're an overwhelmed but very ambitious business owner and you want to strategize the heck out of your Instagram account so that you can save time and make more sales, you're in the right place. Today I get to talk to Sam Weaver, who's like a really cool nutrition coach and certified fitness trainer. Bonus points for her, she gets to also be my sister. So, obviously, being your sister and your absolute bestest friend in the entire world, I gave myself that title, but I know it's true. I've seen the changes in you like over time since you started learning about and implementing nutrition and fitness changes. And I'm not just talking about like the physical changes, like weight loss, the things you can see, but also the non-visible changes that happen when you start making these like small incremental like habit changes, basically. Can you share what prompted you to start wanting to do that?
Yes. So originally my fitness journey, I had been working out for a while, but I guess when I really started to take it seriously, I have an autoimmune disorder for people who don't know me. And it was kind of like out of control and I was just like unhappy in my body. So I wanted to really start taking that seriously and just nail down my nutrition and work out with more of a purpose. And then I just felt better. Like it builds confidence. Following through with something that you said you were going to do feels really good, even if it's something super small. Like I drank this much water today and I met that goal. Like it feels good to follow through on something and do something for yourself.
It for sure does. I don't know why, but I got like flashbacks when you started talking about how you've always been into fitness, of like waking up early before school in high school and like going to the weight room
Yes.
together. Those are interesting
Yes.
times. Side note, how is it that people that have the same parents can be like so drastically different? Because if I could never exercise in my life, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even like touch it with a 10-foot pole. And this is like your
Yes.
dream,
Yes.
basically. I don't
I know. It
understand.
is kind of crazy. But I mean,
I feel like Ian would be with me on
yeah,
this one
Ian's
too.
not much of a, fitness. I feel like he does, but he doesn't love it. Like, I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I don't think he gets the same thing out of it that you do, like the
Yes.
joy.
Yeah.
I get joy out of laying on the couch. That's what really gets me going.
I have clients like that too. Like, one of my recent clients basically was like, "So listen, I wanna lose weight. I'm never gonna run." And I was like, "I can help you.
That's
I
fair.
got you." So, like, you don't have to be super into working out in order to, like, I don't know, reach your goals. You can totally, like, make it work without
Yeah,
all of
that
that.
that is a good one because I would literally never.
No, that's what she said. She's like, "Here's the thing, I wanna hire you, but my only stipulation is I'm never gonna go for a run." And I was like, "It's fine. We can work around
I like that
that."
you can fit it in to like what people need. It just makes it super accessible because like obviously it's important, especially if you have like elopers like mine are. That is the only running I do. When they like run away from me on the sidewalk or like in a store, the only running I do is chasing after them. So I guess I just need to be fit
Fair enough.
enough to keep up with them.
Yeah. And working out increases your energy levels, and obviously, all of you moms need all of the energy you can get to do all of the things with your kids and keep your house and run your
Yeah, for
business,
sure.
so
I mean, you know something about that too because you are also a teacher, like working with kids all day, every day. Well, Monday through Friday.
yeah, for sure. I spend a lot of time with kids, and I also work with kids with disabilities, and I also have experience with elopers. But, I mean, yeah, that energy is needed. That's why I work out before school, because by the end of the day, sometimes I am too spent, so I fully understand that. But I have more energy throughout the day when I can consistently work out, and when I just, like, fuel my
Mhm.
body correctly. Like, I have so many clients who are either under eating or not eating the right things, and then they don't have the energy to do the things they
So are
need to do
you
during
trying
the
to
day.
tell me that I should not eat only my children's leftovers?
Maybe it depends what your kids are eating
I feel like
for
I
meals.
feel like this is fake. That can't be right.
I mean, if you're talking about your youngest's propensity to drink muscle milk, milkshakes, have at it. Have those leftovers.
Yeah, honestly, that is like his favorite.
It's
He
so
thinks it's
funny.
chocolate milk. And so I tried to buy him regular chocolate milk and he was like, nah, nah.
Not the same, which is funny because chocolate milk definitely tastes way
It
better
really
than chocolate
does.
protein shakes.
I don't understand, but yeah, he doesn't like to anyone out there who is concerned, he doesn't drink a whole one. It's not like I'm force feeding him protein shakes. He just likes the taste. He takes a few sips and then gives it to me or my husband, I promise. But yeah, his favorite thing for sure. So we kind of talked about this already, but if there was any other tips here, most of my listeners are, like I mentioned, busy moms, like managing businesses and kids, and just super overwhelmed, constantly feeling like they're on the struggle bus. So, what are some common nutritional pitfalls, like specifically, that could be like just ruining them that they should avoid at all costs?
Yeah, I have a lot of clients who undereat actually, and specifically who undereat
Mm.
protein. So protein is huge. It like does has so many functions in the body, and most people, unless you're like really into tracking your macros or like a bodybuilder, most people are not getting enough protein. Just having like chicken with dinner is not going to cut it for the day. You have to spread your protein out and have it with every meal. Um, Specifically, like having some with breakfast and starting the day off strong. I mean, protein is a big one.
And I feel like as someone who's like gotten your meal plans, one of the hardest things, I mean, protein is very hard for me to hit. Another hard thing is getting enough water. Yeah, that sucks.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes, it does. And when you first start getting enough water, you're like, "Why am I peeing every
yeah, it
hour?"
definitely brought back like memories of being super pregnant. But like a pro, like an
Yes.
unexpected plus side of getting enough water is there's more time for me to hide from my children in the bathroom because I am peeing so much. So there's always
There you
that.
go. Win. It's a win. Yeah. Well, and water, like, there's I mean, besides like just being hydrated, it helps with your energy level. It helps with like the nutrient distribution from your food. Um, yeah, there's so many benefits to just getting in your water. I mean, the biggest thing I tell people is first is to have a glass as soon as you wake up. Like, I know this is like blasphemy, but like even before you have your coffee, make yourself have a glass of water and then drink your coffee. Have a glass with every meal. Or like at school, I have specific times when I can eat because it's crazy. And so if I know like at what point of the day I'm supposed to be done with my water bottle and have to refill it. And if I'm not done with it, I like make myself chug the rest of my water bottle and then go refill it because I won't have time to refill it again
Right.
until the end of the school. So like setting goals for yourself of like when you're supposed to have had so much water. And I know like, I don't know, there's parts of the day that it might be easier to drink it or feel more realistic to get more of it. So just try to like build it around your schedule.
Billy being my husband, will sometimes bring me like coffee in the morning in bed. But before he would bring me coffee, he would bring me water and make me drink the water before I would have coffee. It was horrible. I hate it.
It was horrible.
So you're telling me I cannot exist on coffee alone. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, probably not. Most dietitians would tell you to have, I'm not a dietitian, by the way, but most would tell you to have water and food before you even have coffee. I don't always follow that rule
That sounds
myself.
crazy and impossible. I'm not listening to that advice. So how much water should people be like aiming for?
Yeah, a minimum of 80 ounces a day. If you are, it sounds like a lot. It's like 10 glasses, but it's like the smaller glasses. 8 ounces isn't as much as it sounds like. Or, I mean, if you have those big like water bottles, like I have my Yeti water bottle because I'm not cool enough to have gotten a Stanley Cup that hold like 36 ounces, like fill it up at least twice. And seltzers count towards your water count. So like have a seltzer, add something to your water.
That's good because I hate plain water now. It has to have bubbles.
I mean, it's just required.
It is. The bubbles make all the difference.
I say that about my champagne too.
Yeah. So for like really busy moms that are doing all the things, are there any like simple ways, like simple changes they can make and actually like keep up with that can help give them that energy they need to get through the day?
Yeah. So, I mean, I say this with all clients, but I mean, it's probably specifically helpful for busy moms. But I would just say, like, don't try to overhaul everything at once. Like, take small steps. That, like, maybe your goal for a week is just to get enough water. Maybe your next goal, like for the next week, your goal is to make sure you have a good amount of protein with your breakfast. Or maybe the next week, it's just have a veggie at lunch every day. I would just take like small steps towards those habits because then they'll become more normal and you won't feel like you've like changed everything at once. It's so hard to stick to when you're trying to like completely overhaul your whole like diet or exercise plan. Or maybe it's however many steps you get in a day. Maybe you're just trying to get like 1,000 more than average, like raise your average of steps. Just take small steps to like improve your nutrition or your fitness.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's a good start. So when people start looking into options or like resources or tips and advice, there's like so much stuff on the internet. What do you think? And I know like not all of it is real because it's the internet. So what do you think are like the biggest mistakes that people make when they are like the biggest, I don't know, myths out there that people think are true?
Yeah, probably the biggest one is that you have to be on some sort of like crazy restrictive diet to see progress. Like you don't have to cut out an entire food group, like looking at you, keto. Or, like you don't have to follow the carnivore diet or you don't have to do any of those things. You can make small changes that fit into your diet and you can still eat all the foods you like. Like we're still going through Girl Scout cookies in our house. Like it is what it is. You don't have to cut things out. You just, think about things you can add that have nutritional value and just pay attention. Like, don't overeat. And yeah. Or the fact that you have to do crazy, intense workouts every day. Like, that's not super productive.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
A little bit of strength training and some walks. You don't even have to go for a run.
And strength training, just in case someone doesn't know, can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so it's called strength training or resistance training. It's just like moving your body against some sort of resistance. Usually that's weightlifting. You can use bands, you can use dumbbells, you can use machines at the gym, but it's just improving your strength.
Nice. Can you use small children?
Absolutely. I have a client who has once used wine bottles. So
I've seen Billy, well, he'll do like push-ups with like the kids on his back or something. I feel like that has to count.
absolutely.
It's added
There's
weight.
resistance there. Yeah.
So I know you have like this super amazing resource that really focuses on making the small incremental changes. So it's not overwhelming and it is doable and most importantly, like sustainable. You're not just starting something to give up later because it's too much and it's too overwhelming. And it's a daily habit tracker. Can you share what inspired you to create it and how it can help them?
Yeah. So I was finding a lot of clients coming to me and trying to, change everything at once and start working out and change their whole diet. And we found the most success with, like I said, starting with smaller changes and then building up. And like I said, those small little, like, add more water and then increase your step count, and we realized that that was more productive and more sustainable. And so I decided to develop this habit tracker, and you could try all of them at once, or you could even say, like, the first week I'm just going to track this habit, and then the next week I'm going to track this habit and this habit. But what's on there is drinking 80 ounces of water, which we talked about, getting in a workout, which could be anything from going for a walk to having a strength training session, or maybe you did a yoga video. And then I have eat fruits and vegetables, get 7+ hours of sleep, which I know is like really difficult, especially with small children if they are not good sleepers. So just do your best. And then I also added something you enjoy, because you got to do something for you, especially busy moms. Take a minute and refill that cup.
That's awesome. That sounds great. I love that because you can like really personalize it because everyone is different and has different things they'll like and also has different like resources and abilities and time things. Like I absolutely hate the saying everyone has the same 24 hours in a day because like while the base of it is true, it's very different if you have like a million other things on your plate and fewer resources and like more circumstances that prevent you from doing a thing. So I like the flexibility and like potential like personalization of that for sure.
Absolutely. I also hate that saying. And as a person with an autoimmune disorder who sometimes is like severely impacted with what they're capable of doing in a day, I fully get that.
Yeah. So when my listeners go to get your freebie, I'm going to put a link for it in the show notes. What do you think if they break it up into small steps and focus on one thing at a time? What do you think the first like one or two habits they should work on are?
I would probably say drinking water and eating fruits and vegetables, even if you do those one at a time, only because they're really small ones that like are really attainable. And like I kind of talked about at the beginning, being able to like follow through and have the success of doing something successfully, like, I don't know, it's more motivating. Like I have clients tell me that all the time, that like I'm seeing progress, so I'm more motivated to keep going. So if you know, like if there's something on there that you know you can hit every day, start tracking that one first, because that's highly motivating to see those things get checked off, and then pick up the harder ones now that you've got the foundation.
That's super true. I will sometimes like to my to-do list add things I know I've already done just to be able to check it off because it is just so satisfying.
It is. It feels good. It feels
does.
good to be successful. It feels good to follow through on something you said you were going to do for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media so they can follow you and get more tips for sustainable wellness?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram at sweaver wellness. You can follow me there, and from there you can find links to my website and everything.
Perfect. Well, it was lovely talking to you. I am very surprised the children didn't come in to say hi to Aunt Sam, but I'm actually now remembering I didn't tell them it was you I was going to be
You wouldn't
talking
know.
to for that reason. So
I'll call them later.
perfect.
Thank you so much for listening to Mompreneur Mastery's simple Instagram strategy for busy moms. If you were listening to this episode and found yourself nodding along, I would love it if you would find me on Instagram and send me a message telling me your biggest takeaway. My handle is at socially.yours.strategist. And don't forget to grab your free 1 month of Conversation Starters content calendar so that you know exactly what to post to get more comments without spending hours brainstorming Instagram post ideas. You can get it at sociallyyours.biz/content calendar or head to the link in the show notes. Hey Mompreneur, I know that selling your offers on Instagram is really hard. First, you gotta know how to word your content to make sure that it clearly shows how amazeballs your offer is. And then you also have to know how to craft the content to make sure it appeases the algorithm gods so it actually gets seen by the people most likely to buy it. My goal is to help moms help their families through their online businesses. That is why I made Carousels That Sell. Carousels That Sell is a collection of 7 Instagram carousels and captions that have made me over $20,000. So I turn them into plug-and-play templates so that you can get the same results. Carousels That Sell is super easy to use, so you can easily create and schedule the content and will help sell your offers for you while you're off playing with your kids. Grab the templates that have made me over $20K for only $27 at sociallyyours.biz/carousels-that-sell so you can grow your business bank account faster than your kid outgrows their clothes.